Hi, I'm Holly. Welcome to Our Life in Little Home. My husband and I are first-time homeowners and new parents, and here you'll see how we're slowly turning our house into a cozy English cottage-inspired home on a budget. I love sharing practical homemaking, from easy, nourishing recipes to simple DIY projects that make family life feel a little more beautiful. Everything I make is inspired by our travels, simple living, and the goal of creating a warm, welcoming space for our growing family. If you're into cozy home projects, budget-friendly decorating, and real-life homemaking, you're in the right place. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to our little home tour. I wanted to take you through our house, show you what we have done so far, and then also what we are planning to do as we kind of continue to transform this home into a English cottage-inspired house. My husband and I purchased this home in fall of 2024. I was about 4 or 5 months pregnant with our son, and ever since we moved in, we've just been working on little projects, trying to really make this house our home, make it really cozy, make it welcoming to host people in. When we purchased the house, we saw a lot of potential. We thought it would be really great as a small family, first family home for us. We really loved working on it so far. It definitely had a lot of things that we wanted to change about it, but it didn't need any major renovations. It just needed a facelift, essentially. Like, every wall needed to be painted. We want to change out the countertops, do a backsplash, update the bathrooms, that kind of thing. It had a lot of just basic things in it. We knew that it was a great house. It had great bones and definitely livable. Just wanted to kind of add some of our own style. I've been very inspired by my study abroad experience in England. When I was in college, I lived in Northwest England for 6 months, and then my husband and I just went last summer back to England and explored. So I'm very inspired by that and just bringing that cozy cottage country feel to our home. I'm just going to take you through most of the rooms here, show you what we've already done and what our plans are for what we want to do around here. And then I'm going to just continue to document our updates of this house. It definitely isn't going to be an overnight transformation. We're doing this on a budget. It's super realistic, but as we continue to just work on little pieces of the house, I really wanted to document it and take you all along and just show you how we're doing it, you know, on a budget. A lot of this will be DIY, and then, you know, just kind of getting creative and how to make a space more cozy and welcoming. So I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to kind of film little different bits and pieces of this throughout the week as I get time. I have a almost 5-month-old, so we work in small pockets of time, but as I go through the house, I'll just show you what I can when I can and piece it all together for you. Welcome to our living room. This is a space that we spend a lot of time in. It has probably the most work done of any room in the house, but it definitely still has a long way to go. But in here in our entryway, we just have a coat closet where I just store some cleaning supplies, and eventually I would love to update that. But for now, I'm just going to leave that be. And then we have this wall here, and you can kind of see how our ceilings slope up. I currently just have this secretary desk sitting here and a few things on top. I just recently DIY'd these little picture frames with some gingham fabric behind it, and then these are just things I've collected from our travels to England. I just thrifted this lamp, and I'm gonna work on, it still has the cover on because I just bought this lampshade. The focus was having a hard time there, but I'm going to add a little like pleated fabric look to that to make it just look a little nicer. I do enjoy what is on top of this desk and how this looks, but I do feel like this could use a little bit more of a function, this wall. So I'm imagining maybe putting a bench here, and perhaps like we could have the bench and the desk still be here, or just take the desk and put it somewhere else. A bench for people to come in, take their shoes off, set their things down, that kind of thing. And then up here on this wall, this may be the best place for a TV. Right now we don't have a TV. We just have one on wheels that we roll back and forth from our guest room whenever we want to sit out here and watch TV. And I kind of love that, especially love that because there's not, you know, the temptation to have a TV on all day with a little one around. Whenever we do have friends over or we want to watch a movie, it would be kind of nice to put just a TV here and perhaps like do a frame around it. And then we could put other pictures around it. So just do like a little gallery wall just to make it look, you know, a little nicer, a little less like a big black box, I guess. Turning around here, we have beautiful natural light in this room, which I really love. We have this fireplace. Now, when we moved in, this was a kind of a semi built-in, I think, look around the fireplace. It made the room feel really short. It had shelves that went up, but again, it just all felt so short, and we knew that like there was no way to put a TV there, depending on, you know, even how we could have oriented the couches to face that wall, so there could have been a TV, but there wasn't some room on the unit to put a TV. I knew that I wanted a look that was more cottage-like with a real fireplace, so my husband took down the shelves and he reframed this fireplace. And then we have plans to update this a ton. So I've actually made a little diagram here so you can see the vision here. What we're going to do is we're going to tile everything beneath our mantle, and then we're going to do beadboard from the ceiling down to the top of the mantle, and then we're going to add some shelves that go all the way up to the ceiling on either side. And then I plan to paint those maybe an oatmeal color. I'm not sure. If someone has a better idea of what color would look really great there, I'm open to that. We will also be taking the doors of these two and flipping them around so that they open up correctly. Right now they open up like this way. I don't know why. Maybe there's a reason. I'm not sure. We chose to not mount a TV on here, and my husband actually just kind of enclosed this or framed this out with wood and plywood, and then we've painted it with a primer. Personally, we think like if we would have done it again, we would have done drywall, but you live and you learn. I wanted to also show you, so this is the glazed subway tile we want to use. Maybe if I turn this way, you can kind of get a better look at the color. It's just got a little bit of pigment to it. The edges are just a little bit imperfect, and I just really love that. So just to give you an idea of what that would look like, we'll have this below the mantelpiece. And that is something that is very high on our priority list of getting done as soon as possible. Any other things that I would like to add to this room one day, either in this corner here or over here, I would like to add some kind of shelf, or I'm not really sure. I would love to see if anyone had any ideas. Something for toy storage for the baby as he gets older and he has more toys. I love to keep things to a minimum. I think he will play better that way if he doesn't have toys everywhere, but still there will be toys, and I'm totally okay with that. But if there was a place for them to be put away and stored, that would be wonderful. We could use one of these cabinets as well, but there is just some empty space over here. As you can see where the floor kind of like stops and this other floor begins, that we could add something to. Here is the dining area as it stands currently. The previous owners took this really pretty floor. They took it all the way through the hallway and in the living area, but they stopped it for the dining and kitchen area. So it has this tile. I don't love it. I know it's very like early 2000s. I would really love one day to bring this floor all the way through the house. And actually when we moved in, I really didn't like the dark color of the floors. I wanted something light because that just was more reminiscent to me of something you'd find in an English cottage. But it's really beautiful. I love the contrast with the cream colored walls. So I would definitely be happy to bring that throughout the rest of the house. We have our dining table here and our chairs. This was a DIY we did a while ago. It was this color. This table was this, you know, golden red oak color, and we refinished it and we love it, but we still have never refinished our chairs. I really want to just paint them an oatmeal color, kind of almost what this cabinet back here is. Not sure yet, because we actually want to paint our kitchen cabinets in oatmeal color now, so I'm not sure what color I'll do there. And actually, we would love a bigger table. We host a lot, and 4 chairs is just not enough. Even when we just have my husband's family over for like a cookout or something with him and his extended family, we have to put up multiple tables. So we would love a longer dining table with a bench or something, and there's certainly room here. So my husband thinks he may want to build that, so that's on the list to do as well. And then this light fixture, definitely want to replace that one day. It's currently like a, I don't even know what color we would call this. Let's see if I can get it to focus there. Pewter maybe? But I think I could just spray paint the metal parts black for now, and it would look kind of nicer and fit in maybe a little bit more with the style that I have. I love my corner cabinet. This is just holding some dry goods for now. And once we update the kitchen, I will have more open shelving to display more things like this. I'm really looking forward to that. And then over here in this corner, up against the window, is this little table, I guess. Right now it's holding my laptop and my granny squares that I'm blocking. Someone just gave this to us recently, and I like it because this back wall is quite bare. And so I would love to do a little bit more with this. I was going to use this as a little storage shelf in my son's room, but now I kind of think I like it here, and it's great storage. Lots to be done here. Let me show it to you from a different angle as well, so you can just kind of get a better picture. It does go out right to our back deck, and it's just a very nice wide open space that I think has a lot of potential we have not reached yet. And welcome to the kitchen. I'd say the most blaringly obvious thing right now is the paint marks on this cabinetry and this swatch right here. When we first moved in, we thought we were going to get these cabinets painted right away. We have not, but that's maybe number 1 on the list of things we want to do next, just because it does look quite messy. I'll bring you over here. You can see this color right here. It's a khaki, I keep calling it like an oatmeal or khaki color. That's the color we think we want to do. Also, I have the little baby with me now. He woke up from his nap, so if you hear any grunting or babbling, that's him. What really drew me to this kitchen was the amount of counter space. I keep mentioning it, but we really do love to host, and we have done it often. And all of this counter space has been amazing. It's definitely not the color that I love or something that I would want to keep long term. The space itself is wonderful. So the plan is paint all cabinets upper and lower, and then also take the hardware here. I'm gonna take down and either spray paint or do like rub and buff to make it just look more antique brassy colored. The appliances all came with the house apart from the fridge. We added that when we moved in, or a few weeks after. Ideally, I would have loved a white fridge. I actually really love the white appliances. They're older. I like the color. I think they're gonna look really cute once my cabinets are painted. White fridges are very expensive. So we ended up going the practical route and going with a stainless steel one. That's always the tough thing, for me at least, is trying to pick between practicality and also style. But I think it'll be just fine. I don't think anyone really will notice. It's just something that I would have loved, but you know, maybe one day. The countertops are some kind of linoleum, maybe Formica. I'm not really sure what you would call this, but we would love to replace these with a quartz countertop. So do a backsplash, maybe do the same tile that we're wanting to do on the fireplace, but maybe something different. I love the window. That was one of my top things I wanted in a house, was a kitchen sink with a window, but we would love a different kind of sink, maybe one that's not separated, and definitely a new faucet. And then the other major things we would love to do in here is add open wood shelving to this wall here so that we can kind of store dry goods. And also remove this cabinet and add open shelving as well. We have plenty of cabinet space in here, plenty of storage space, so we really don't need this cabinet. I would really love to take my husband's like coffee stuff and put that up on a shelf. I think it would look a lot nicer. And we would also love to take our Berkey and put it here next to the kitchen sink, so it's a lot easier to fill up. So we would be able to set the Berkey on a stand here and then add a couple of shelves here. So that is the big plan for the kitchen. Welcome to the main bedroom. So it's not perfectly clean in here, and it's definitely not perfectly stylized, but I wanted to show it to you nonetheless and just get a good before. As you can see right now, we have little baby boy sleeping in here with us, but he is getting ready to move into his nursery. This dresser you see here and his bassinet and this chair will be leaving the room. And once all of those are gone, it's going to open up a lot more space for us to get some new furniture and such. We have this Amazon dresser that we had at our old place that's just holding the space for us until we find a new older dresser. I would like a big long dresser, and then to mount the TV on the wall. So I know it's a huge TV, but my husband bought that and he loves it, so I've got to let him have his own stuff in here too. We painted the walls when we moved in. This room actually has a lot of gorgeous natural light. You're not seeing it right now because we got these blackout shades up currently for the baby, but once he goes to his own room, we'll be able to let the light come back in. This room is actually very, very large. It also has a very large walk-in closet and ensuite. I don't think I'm going to show that in this video. Hopefully one day, once we get some more projects done around the house, those two things will be something that we can tackle. So my main vision for this room is to add a gorgeous big full-length gold mirror here in the corner. Add that dresser like I was saying. This dresser will be gone, so maybe we could add like a armoire, I think that's how you say it, some kind of chest. I'm not sure. I don't think we need it. We actually have a lot of storage space in the closets, but it would just be beautiful, and we definitely have space in here for it. This is the nursery. It's very messy. It's basically just become our place of dumping everything. Let me get back here in the corner so you can kind of see better. Dumping everything related to the baby, extra diapers, literally like canned goods we don't know where to put, and then all of his decor and extra clothes, things he's already grown out of. It's all in here. It's been the dumping ground, like I said, but we're getting ready to put him in here the next month or so. It's time. It has a great closet, so it's definitely not going to be hard to organize because we moved in here before I had him, just a few months before I had him. We kind of just used this room as the one room in the house that we really haven't done much with. We painted the walls and hung up this mirror, and that's about it. I think it's going to be quite the transformation. Now we are headed into the guest bathroom. This bathroom, one of our friends ever so accurately described the color in here as newborn baby poop. And I want to give the previous owners credit. I think maybe they were going for a gold color, but it's especially in real life, it is just not a pleasant color that fits my style. I think what we need to do in here is definitely lighten it up. It's going to take a lot of coats of paint if I want to do the same creamy color that I have going on in my main living areas. But I do think that this room could really benefit from it. It's a very small bathroom. And this is what our son will use when he's older, and this is what our guests use. I would love to get a new shower curtain, just paint the walls, and then on this wall here, I'm gonna shut the door so you can see a little bit more. Maybe I would love to do board and batten or something like up, halfway up the wall, and then add pegs, take off this towel rack, add pegs across the wall, and that way, and also do some kind of little ledge for people when they come over to set things on, when they're using this as a guest bathroom, but also we can hang my son's like towels and stuff up here. And we also definitely want to get a new vanity. I would love a new mirror, a new light fixture. The only issue is how small the space is in here, but we definitely need to replace this vanity because there was a leak from the toilets. So we definitely want something with more counter space. The previous owners had this shelf up here that I guess was being used for extra shelf space, but unless you're very tall, that's kind of not a great place. So I'd love to see if I could get something longer, something with maybe more drawers for storage, and then maybe something over the top of this toilet. My parents stay here a lot because they live out of town, and they mentioned that putting something over top of the toilet would probably cause things to fall in, and they didn't want to do that. So maybe some kind of cabinet with doors on it and not a shelf would be best. And then very cosmetic things, but I also want to just change out the curtain rod and the shower curtain. Last but not least, I'm taking you into the guest bedroom. You can actually see here, this is the blue color that most of the house was, apart from the gold in the bathrooms. I was just showing you. It was all this light blue color, which isn't terrible. It was definitely not my preferred color. You can actually see right here on the swatch, this is the color that we want to paint this room. So just some deeper, rich blue. I think it will look really, really nice. Other things we'd love to do in this room are just get 2 matching end tables, get a headboard for this bed, change out the gold curtain that came with the house, and again, I'd maybe add some things to the wall, make this more cozy. My parents, like I said, stay here often. Also, so do my sister and other family members. So I really want to make sure that they feel comfortable. But this room also has a very big purpose. Over here, there is a huge closet in this room. It actually goes from here all the way probably about to here. I'm not going to show you it right now. It's not camera ready, but it is where my husband works, and it's also where we keep a lot of our storage. It's definitely a project I want to tackle, especially just making it a nice work environment for him. It's working out great so far, but I want to make it look nicer and just organize more what we've got going on in there. That will be a project that I share. I know it's a little silly thinking that he works in a closet, but I promise you it's actually very large, and he's happily working in there. One final thought about this room is it may eventually become a kid's room. As we have more children and our family grows, we may need to switch things around. At that point, I doubt my husband would be working in here as well, but I just want to keep that open as I think about how I'm going to update this room. It is a few days later, and I just wanted to wrap up this video and say thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear if you have any ideas on what we can do to make this home more functional, cozy, and beautiful. I find interior decorating really overwhelming. It's fun, but I also get really caught up in making the wrong decision. So I would love to hear any inspirational tips or ideas that you may have. I wanted to reiterate that I'm definitely going to be sharing all of the updates that I mentioned in the house and in this video. I will be sharing these as we go along. We're sharing other ways we make our house a home through healthy, nourishing recipes that focus on hormone balance and health for the whole family. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please definitely subscribe if you would like to follow along, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya!